All right, welcome to the Team Nourished team call. It is Thursday, September the 10th, and I am thrilled that you guys are spending some of your time with me here tonight. We have a really exciting couple of calls coming up. I am really excited personally about this call because I feel like it's been something that has been laid on my heart, and after conversations with several of the coaches on the team, I feel like it's going to be a really, really important call for a lot of people, and hopefully a really transformative call for a lot of people. But we'll get into the rest of it after hey, Layla, glad you're hopping on. Let me screen share real quick and start our little slideshow-y. So congratulations to our Team Nourished Weekly Top 5, Nikki Welch, myself in the second CBC, Renee Koth, Carrie Summers, and Edrika Green. I was so excited to see Edrika up there on the board. She was one of our success starters last year. She got her invitation into the 10 rounds test group, and so she got to be a part of that, and they've been going through a lot of life changes and a lot of just family heartache, and so I was really excited to see her back on the board today. Success Club earners so far in the month, myself at SC4, Kendall Fawns at SC2, Edrika Green at SC2, and Renee Koth at SC2. I am so thrilled for each of you guys helping out, and there's so much time left in the month, you guys, so don't get down if you're not where you want to be. Hopefully tonight's call and the next couple of weeks of calls will really re-energize you and help you to feel excited about going into the fall and into the fourth quarter. So couple of quick little things for those of you watching the recording. I know everybody here live understands this information, but this is just the basic rank structure of Beachbody. So you have active coach, that's when you first sign up, or maybe right now you're just an active coach, you don't have any other coaches underneath of you. Active Emerald is really where income begins to start compounding on itself. This is when you open up your Beachbody bank account, you start earning team cycle bonuses. As long as you are an active Emerald, meaning you have 50 PV or more, and you have both of your coaches underneath of you have 50 PV or more, you get to get a share of that Beachbody pot of money. So every week, based on our team's production, you get a share of that. So it's $14 when you're Emerald, it's $18 when you're an active Diamond, when you're paid active Diamond, I should say. And so active Diamond is just Emerald, and then keep going. So it's Emerald and Emerald and Emerald and Emerald, and then you're helping your other coaches hit Emerald too. It's teaching them duplication. This business really thrives on duplication. So I'm really excited that it's kind of an easy structure. I was having a conversation. I know several of you have military affiliation within your background, and so we were having a conversation today about failure to non-progress. Amanda, I'm sure you are aware of that. But so in the military, it's also a rank-based structure, right? But if you sit too long at one rank and you don't progress, the military kicks your behind out of there. And so the other coach that I was talking to was like, oh my gosh, aren't you glad that we're not the military? But at the same time, I feel like it would give a little pep to your step if you had oh man, I'm going to lose my lifetime diamond, or I'm going to lose my lifetime emerald if I don't keep going. So thought that was kind of funny when we were discussing that today. But the benefit of active duty emerald and SC5 or 10 are leads. So you're getting free clients and commission. If you're SC10, you also get free commission from Beachbody. So some months that's $40 and some months that's $400. So, but you don't get any of it unless you're emerald and hitting SC 10 or more. So why advance to diamond? So one of the really, really cool things, Amanda, did you get mail this week? Have you gotten a package? Yes. Okay. Do not open it. So one of the really cool things, so obviously we can't travel for retreats right now, but one of the really cool things that we like to do as a team is to coordinate retreats so that we can all get each other together and we can celebrate our business accomplishments. We can learn, we can train more, we can grow, we can do all of these fun things together. Well, obviously COVID times keeps us from traveling the way we want to. So Good Vibe Tribe is hosting a team diamond retreat next Friday, so a week from tomorrow, and we got these really cool boxes, and I am dying to open it. Meredith did all of the shopping on behalf of all of the coaches, so one of my big privileges is this is the first diamond retreat that I'll ever get to sponsor a diamond on. So Amanda, I'm really, really, really proud of you for advancing your business, and not just advancing your business, because it's one thing, you guys, to hit a rank. It's another thing to hold it permanently and keep going, and make that a non-negotiable. Like, no, I'm not going to lose my rank. No, I'm not going to let silly mistakes happen and lose the opportunity to show up as a diamond in this diamond retreat, or as an emerald in whatever it is. And so I feel like that's something I did not take to heart when I first started this. I thought, oh, well, I'll hit diamond. And then literally, like, I held it for 6 weeks, and then the 7th week I let go of it. I was like, oh, shoo, that was great. And that's not the point of this. Like, that's not the point of hitting diamond. Diamond is, or emerald or whatever, is not about hit it and quit it. It is hit it and keep it going. So I was talking to Jackie. I spent time with her. Jackie is my coach, if you don't know who that is. Jackie Hughes, she's the leader of Viva Vita. We were talking on Monday we spent Labor Day together because she's here on Oahu as well. And we have a really, really cool idea for a diamond retreat here in Hawaii. I know I had sent out some feelers about, like, where would you be willing to travel to Hawaii? Is that something that you would, like, put on your goal board? And many, many, many of you said yes. Like, that is totally, I would go that far. And so we have a really cool idea of a beachside cottage right there with massage therapists coming in, and just all of the really cool things, paddleboard yoga, hiking, like all the fun adventure things that you see me do. Like, more than anything, like, it's cool for me to do it, but I think it's even cooler when I get to do it with other people. So that's our plan right now. First-ish part of the year that we're going to have a diamond retreat, and we're going to host it here in Hawaii as long as we're able to travel. So that would be amazing. And it would not just be open for my personally sponsored diamonds. I would open it up to you guys as well. So if Amanda, Megan, Carrie, any of you guys who are, Renee, any of you guys who are pushing for diamond, if you guys also have diamonds pop on your team, if you end up 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, whatever for the rest of the year, like, we would offer you the opportunity to bring your diamond coaches as well. Because to me, the more the merrier. I love big celebrations and enjoying time all together. So I think that would be really fun. Couple of new coach must knows. Our core mission is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. That happens with the 4 vital behaviors. I was talking to another coach on our team the other day, and I said, maybe I'm not emphatic enough when I say the word vital. Like, to me, practice the vital behaviors. If you choose to let 1 or 2 of these go, you clearly don't take it seriously that these are vital. Like, your business will not grow consistently if you are not attending to the 4 vital behaviors of your business. Number 1 is being proof the product works every single day. You know as well as I do, that does not mean perfection, but it does mean showing up. It does mean doing the workouts. It does mean participating in a nutrition plan. It does mean doing the work. Vital number 2 is connect, invite, and follow up. Do not for a second think your business will grow without that vital component. It might for a minute. It might because you're brand new and people are like, oh my God, what are you doing? You lost like 50 pounds. That's amazing. At some level, that goes away, you guys. And many of us never even experience that at all. Many of us don't get that, like, magnetic attraction of people. Many of us have to actually get in there and do the work and keep records of who we talk to and invite and follow up and follow up and follow up. I cannot emphasize that one enough. Vital number 3 is help people get results, because again, we're not a link dropping, babysitting kind of society here. We are coaches, meaning we link arms with our people and we walk with them through the program. So if you have somebody in a boot camp and you aren't way to going and high-fiving them and checking on them once a week and, like, connecting with them, you're not doing your job as a coach. You're being a link dropper. And that's not what our team is about. Our team is about walking people through getting results, and then recognize them, shout them out on social media, shout them out in the page, be their biggest cheerleader, you know. Vital number 4, personal development. Again, that's a vital for a reason, you guys. It's not an if you have time. It's not a, oh, you know, once you get to a certain level, that's where you do it. No, what we do is as much about internal transformation as it is about external transformation. You must participate in some form of personal development. And I would say every single day. If you're not plugged into doing your job. It is a vital component of your job. And I'm not telling you have to spend 2 hours a day reading a book. I mean, we're all humans, right? But put a podcast in, listen, read a book, get Audible, like do something, but do personal development. And I feel like for me, for a really long time in my business, number one, I told people, of course I'm doing personal development. Yes, of course. I read my devotional every day, right? Like that counts. Yes, that is a component of personal development, but that is not the be all end all of personal development. I can promise you that. There are so many other components to personal development other than just reading a 5-minute devotional and thinking you got your personal development in. Again, hit SE6. So our Beachbody minimum is helping 3 challengers and coaches every month. You should continue to advance to Emerald every month. You can advance to Emerald every other week if you want. Just keep hitting Emerald over and over and over again. And then right now we've got our Good Vibe, or not our Good Vibe Tribe coaches, the New Coach University going on. We're in day 4. I've been catching up after the kids go to bed, you guys. The problem, Layla, is that I also have a friend named Leia that I hung out with like 10 minutes before I got on this call. So like I get all tongue tied when I'm like, Leia, I don't know. But Layla has a brand new coach in there, Moira, who's she's plugged in, she's dialed in. Been really proud of Tom Melling, who's in there, and he's doing the work, you guys. You watch the videos, you reflect on them, you take action. And that's all it takes. It may not happen instantly overnight, but those changes that you're experiencing, I'm rewatching all of the videos, and I can tell you right now, I've been coaching for over 6 years, and I rewatched a video I've already watched probably 10 times. Last night it was, oh shoot, now I'm going to totally draw a blank. Micah Folsom's video about social media. And I still took something away that I was like, oh gosh, I'm really not doing that. She talked about trigger posts. Like, what post of your coach triggered you to take the next step, to reach out, to do the things? Like, what was it about this that triggered you? She was like, you need to be posting that at minimum once a week, because that, if it triggered you, is going to trigger somebody else. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yes. I had a conversation with Paige last night about call to actions in posts. And we were talking about like, she asked me to give her some feedback. We had our one-on-one last night, and she asked me to give me some feedback on my social media. I'm always happy to do that, guys. And what I noticed was she has not put a call to, I hope Paige doesn't mind that I'm like shouting her out about this, but like she had not put a call to action in her post in like 3 months. Guys, that will not net you results. You must tell your customer base what to do to get to where you want them to be. Reflect on other posts on social media that told you what to do. Reach out. Fill out an application, talk to me, raise your hand, post an emoji. You don't have to do that with every single post, but I would say at minimum 2 a week, if not 3 a week. Every single week need to be call to action posts. Give them an action step to do, not just tell me the last time that you did personal development. No, I want you to click this link and download personal development. So like give them the thing to do, right? I thought that was really, really insightful. And so hopefully that helps you guys as well. Quick little announcement. Pumpkin spice is not sold out, which I think it's because I think what they did, guys, is take vegan chocolate and like take out all the chocolate and tell us that it's on back order, and they just converted it all into pumpkin spice. I'm pretty sure that's what they did, because pumpkin spice is not sold out. But apparently vegan chocolate is. So you know what? I got some pumpkin spice and I'll just put cocoa powder in it or something and pretend it's vegan chocolate. I don't know. But it is not sold out. So feel free to keep promoting it. Once it comes in, talk about it. One of the things, I have it on my blog, but use it in the protein balls, use it in mug cakes, use it in things if you don't like pumpkin, but get it out there and get, because there are a lot of people that really, really do. And again, this is my husband's favorite. So he drinks it with cold coffee. He'll take like a shaker cup, put like that much cold coffee in it, ice, a little bit of almond milk, and just shake it up and run out the door. And he thinks it's like God's gift to, I don't know, basic white girls, boy things. I don't know. This is a couple last little announcements. Let me move that. Sorry, I don't even know if y'all can see that, but it drives me crazy when the screen of people is over top my slides. Mark your calendars. I really, like, I don't understand how much more I can emphasize this for everyone to be on the next 2 weeks calls. I mean, to me, this is your business meeting. If you worked at Target and they had a business meeting, you would not miss it. So this is your business meeting. And next 2 weeks is a really important business meeting. Next week's team call, Renee, Megan, and Paige are going to be leading the call. It's all about the 30-day breakaway program that launches on October the 5th. They just finished the test group for it, and so they're going to be giving us the whole rundown of 30-day breakaway and how they're going to be launching it and how we as a team can maximize that launch. And then September 24th, also super important that you are here, that you are, I mean, just tag all your coaches. Like, it's such a big deal for Brooke Ritchie to be coming on to I'm not inviting another team. Usually when we have like a big guest speaker, I try to invite another team so that like there's more people. But I'm not inviting another team, guys. I want this to be for us, for our team. So she is a life coach and NLP practitioner, which if you don't know what NLP is, it's neuro-linguistic programming. It's all about your subconscious mind. It's incredibly powerful. She is a certified counselor and mindset coach. And guys, I've been working with her since October of last year. And if you look at what has changed in my business from October to September, it is monumental. And I attribute the majority of that to mindset coaching with Brooke. So the fact that she's willing to come and give us an hour of her time for free is just like a huge deal. So please invite your coaches. Please have everybody you can get on that call. It's such a big deal to have her on. Does anybody, before I launch into like our actual like meat and potatoes thing, let me check the chat. Oh, thank you, Paige. Sorry if I like dimed you out there. And then yes, don't open it, Amanda. Does anybody have any announcements they need to make before we move on? No. Okay. Well, then forever hold your peace. We're going to keep moving on. I'm going to have to stop share really quick and go to a link and share it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. This thing. I thought that it would let me just click the link from the PowerPoint, but apparently I don't know how to work technology. So let me get onto it that way. Okay. I also don't know.
Is the dance between
desire
modes.
Okay. Can y'all see?
A leader is someone who lives life on their terms. Someone who won't settle for less than they can do or be.
Okay. Can you hear it or no? Is it garbly? Amanda?
I can hear. I just needed to turn my side up. I'm
okay. Good. Okay. But everybody else, you can hear it and it's not like super garbly? Okay. Okay. Sorry. This is just an ad. Okay. That work?
A lot of people don't realize that I actually hated reading for the majority of my life. By the time I was 18, I don't think I had really read a single book unless it was part of an assignment and I was just forced to do it. But ever since I went to first grade, my teachers constantly tried to inspire me to read, and it never worked. It just made me hate it even more. And then finally, when I was about 18 or so, I started to find mentors, most of them online, and they were able to inspire me to read almost instantly. And now I can't even imagine a life where I don't read. So what was the difference between my teachers, who tried to inspire me to read for 12 years and failed constantly, and my mentors who were able to do it in basically no time? Well, here it is in the context of the golden circle. My teacher started with the what. You have to read this classic. This is a great book. You have to. Then they sometimes went to the how and said, this is how you read it. But that was it. There was no why. The funny thing is, if I'd asked, why should I read it? they would probably get angry and start yelling. How could you ask a stupid question like that? What do you mean, why should you read a classic? And that anger would mostly come from the fact that they haven't really thought about the why. So they can't really clearly articulate it. Most people, and even most organizations, don't really know why they do what they do. But how are my mentors different from my teachers at school? They had successful relationships. They had success in their businesses. And they said, look, do you want your girlfriend to be attracted to you? Do you want to build a successful business? Do you want to create powerful relationships instead of always getting your emails ignored just like everyone else? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And they were like, okay, good. Then pick up a book. Oh, and by the way, How to Win Friends and Influence People is a great book. So is The Way of the Superior Man. And I picked up both of those books and read them, and now reading is an inseparable part of my life. That is how great leaders inspire action. Everybody starts from the what, and most people never even get to the why. Most people create a product, and they want to tell you about all the amazing features and specifications. They want to tell you about how these features work so well, but the truth is, most people don't care about your what and how. Most people don't want to be told the exact measurements of your CPU. They don't want to be told how the little chips interact with each other so amazingly. They want to be told something like this. We value efficiency just like you do. Here's how we can help you be more efficient. And here's a product that will help you achieve exactly that. And that's exactly what I want to buy. If you tell me my company is going to be more efficient, I want to know more. If you tell me how great your newest chip is, I don't really care. So again, most people start from the what and never even get to the why. You're not going to make that mistake. You're going to know your why, and you're going to start with it because you realize that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Okay. All right. Let me figure out how to, I don't know what I'm doing with my life here. There's the stop share. There we go. Okay. So hopefully you guys were able to see and hear that video. I love like illustration and videos and visual things. And so the golden circle was really eye-opening for me because I was like, oh, like you hear that all the time, right? Like how many of you guys, I don't know, chat or raise your hand if you've read Simon Sinek's book or you understand the concept of starting with why. Like, is that something? Yeah. Number one, the book, I mean, yes, it is a really great book, but I feel like that illustration is just as powerful as reading the entire book. I mean, it's a really good book. To me, the TED Talk is really where it's at. And even more than that, like that just little illustration that he did, I felt made a lot of sense to me. And then when I was reflecting on how does that translate into this business? I mean, I feel like we all talk about our why, right? Like why, there's so many different levels. And number one, I think most people disconnect from their why really quick when things get hard, or really quick when shit hits the fan and the kids are home from virtual school, and or your life shifts and you get pregnant, or work restarts, or you know, just chaos, right? It's really easy to disconnect from that why. And so hopefully my goal tonight is, number one, if you don't have a why, we need to really sit and develop that why. You really need to have an understanding of why, because otherwise none of the what and the how makes any difference for you. Like and that's what, so I wrote, when I was taking notes for the call, I wrote the little golden circle. And so the what is, I mean, the what is whatever you want it to be. Like he said, with his it was reading. You have to read. And I feel like as the leader of Team Nourished, I sit here and I talk about you have to help 3 people every month. You have to rank advance. This is what you have to do in order to do this. And really, you know, and then I come on Thursday night calls and it's the how, right? Or it's New Coach University and I provide the how, but I cannot provide your why. Like there's literally nothing I can do that can provide your specific why. You have to connect with that why. And then to me, you have to work every single day to continue to connect with that why, because otherwise everything else is just gonna take over. It's just a part of life. It's going to happen. It will take over everything. I think, what was it? there was a post. It was a post I did. I don't know. I'm in the process of editing my book, and so I'm getting posts and the book like really confused sometimes in my head. And so I was talking about, either in the post or in the book, about everyone is vying for your attention. From the moment you wake up, the red dots on your phone are, I mean, they want your attention, and everybody in the entire world says, gimme, 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 right? Like, I mean, it is so saturated into our being at this point that it is damn near countercultural to push that away. It's selfish. You should not, you should not spend time alone. You should not, do personal development. You should not, that's, how dare you neglect your child's breakfast for you to sit and do your workout, or whatever it is that connects you and grounds you to that. But guys, that's why, I mean, I feel like you wouldn't be on this call and you wouldn't be in this team if you didn't want to be different than you were before. And so part of that has got to be this like interconnectedness, that why has to permeate who you are and drive all of those hows and the whats. Like the whats are, everybody in Beachbody does the exact same thing, right? Like literally everybody is going for Success Club and going to Rank Advance. That's how you move the business forward. So you have your what and you have your how. So you've got to develop your why. We've spent a lot of time on our call, on our team, writing down the vision, right? I feel like we've done, I can't tell you how many vision calls we've done. So if you haven't done that, I'm happy to connect you with the call that I did, literally a guided vision, where it's just a quiet call. I give you writing prompts and you journal each step of the way of what do you want your life to look like? Like, what do you want your work day? What do you want your ideal house to look like? Your work, your impact on the world, your finances, your relationships. Like, what do you want that stuff to look like? Because if you don't have this crystal clear picture of what you're driving toward, all of the activities feel like work. But when you get that vision and you put it directly in front of your face and you read it every day and you listen to it and it becomes a part of your soul, the work is fun. The work is easy. And not every day. Like, nobody lives in like weirdo land where every single day it's like I wake up and I just can't wait to hop on Instagram and connect with everybody. No, but what I want is to connect people with hope. And I did a post this morning, and I'm going to share this, and it is a tad bit vulnerable with you guys, but I don't mind sharing vulnerable things. And I hope the person who, let me get to the thing. I hope the person doesn't mind that I share a piece of our conversation. But so this morning I was reflecting on this post. I sat down, had a quiet moment. I wrote it yesterday and I knew it was going to post it. I had it like all queued up and ready to go. But I talk about a story about how I went to the doctor's office to get a wart removed, and the doctor basically was trying to peer pressure me into getting weight loss surgery. Like, out of the gate, never met me before, was not there for anything other than to get a wart removed off my foot. And he was trying to peer pressure me into getting weight loss surgery. Yes, I was obese. I'm not trying to make light of that. I had a conversation with somebody on Instagram today and they're like, well, it is a disease. And I'm like, no, I'm trust me, I'm right here with you, lady. But that was not the purpose of my visit, nor was it appropriate at all. But this post is a giant part of my why. My why is because I believe that it is my God-given mission to offer other women hope when they feel powerless to change their health. That's my why, guys, and that's what drives me forward. There's a why I created Team Nourished. There's a why of my vision as far as like what I want my house to look like and what I want my finances to be like. There's a why for my personal health. I have a deep connection to my why with my daughter. When I had her, if you guys haven't heard me share my story before, when I had Eden, I was like overcome by this incredible like defeat that my daughter was going to end up just like me, that she was going to self-deprecate, make fun of herself, and just totally do all these self-destructive things to cover up for the fact that she was really insecure in her body, right? That is a big part of my why, of why I push play every single day, why I have not given up on my weight loss goals, why I nourish my body and eat healthy food, right? So those are different segments of my why, but why I continue to show up every day is for people like you guys. And I don't mean desperation, like just overweight girls who feel like they can't change their health. I mean women who feel like they can't keep up with their kids and they can't even get up and down the steps without being out of breath, or any kind of powerlessness where someone feels like they have to turn to some keto BS diet that isn't going to last. And that kind of desperation, whether that's, you know, again, some kind of weight loss or weight augmentation surgery, or some crash diet, or some weight loss pills, or whatever. It is my why to get out there and share my story of hope and encouragement for those other people. So I shared this today, and this was part of the why at the bottom. A path that has led me to open a business that has helped hundreds of other women have hope that their health can be improved by lifestyle change. That is my why. So I posted this at whatever time it was this morning. Not even an hour later, I get a message, and I left this top part in here, you guys. Let me make it bigger, actually. Let me zoom in here. Whoa. Okay. So that you can read whatever it is. But I left this in here to show you that I had just followed up with her on July 3rd about our Muscle Burns Fat Boot Camp. We had chatted back and forth. We really had never chatted like weight stuff before, but we had chatted back and forth, sent her this. You can see we have not chatted until this morning at 9:44 this morning. Hey girl, I just saw your post and I had the same experience. I went in for a foot problem and was told I should get weight loss surgery. I need motivation to get myself healthy. I'm going to get emotional. I am motivated but so scared. That's why I do this, guys. That's why I show up. So if you don't have a why, and like I've heard it said on national wake up calls, and y'all know I am not a crier, so like crying is not like a big deal for me. But like the saying is, your why should make you cry. Your why should develop so much internal emotion that it drives you to action. So if your why either A, has disintegrated and you need to reconnect with it, or you have never developed a why that makes you cry or makes that emotion well up so strong that you must take action on it, that's your assignment. That's your assignment right here. That's your assignment tonight, is to figure out why the hell you are here. Not just here as in Team Nourish, not just as in here as in like your boot camp, but why you were put here in this place, in this time, to affect change in this area. That's what your assignment is. Because if you're not going to get very far in this business, and you sure as hell are not going to weather a storm, like freaking vegan chocolate outages, it's going to destroy you and destroy your business and destroy your confidence if your why is not so solid that it cannot be shaken. And so we're going to work on that. We have a little bit of time. We have about 20 minutes. We're going to work on that together tonight. First things first, does anybody have a really, really strong why? Like raise your hand or take yourself off of mute and say yes, because this is interactive here. And there's like 6 of you on the call. No?
I'll speak just a second. I feel like I had my why I started my journey, but I feel like that why has come to a full circle. And so I have to keep reinventing that why. So I think this is perfect because I feel like I'm kind of like, why am I here? Why am I, so I just wanted to share that I feel like you always have to keep reassessing your why because it changes with the seasons. So I'm at that point where I need to reconnect.
Right. No, and I love that you shared that, Amanda. I remember, I think it was you and I who were in were we in a cab or an Uber? Or maybe we were driving in New Orleans at Summit. Was that, I feel really strongly like you were with me at that point.
think so.
Was it the conversation with like Wendy Fiello and Christine Copeland, and we were talking about our why. And I want to say, like, somebody in that car ride said something about like, well, what's your why? And they had asked me or asked you or something, and we talked about like, well, which why? Which why do you mean? Like, why did I start Beachbody to begin with? That's really easy. Like, I feel like the majority of us can pull that, you know, out of a hat. My challenge to you, my call to you would be, how often do you share that? Like, you might share valuable content, you might share recipes, you might share challenger successes, but how often do you share your why? And in how many different ways are you sharing it? Because it shouldn't just be a copy paste, like every single week or 2 weeks, you're busting out a copy pasted post that says like, my why because of my daughter, and like, you have to be creative about how you're sharing your why, but you should be real well acquainted. And I think one of the disservices that I've done as a coach to our team is, in the very beginning of coaching, it was a requirement in the new coach training to take a video of yourself. There was no Facebook Live at that point. Like, that's how old I am in this. You had to record a video of yourself sharing your why. It had to be under 2 minutes, and you had to get through the whole thing. So not just why are you plugged into your challenge group, but why are you here? And I'm sure I could go back and find that video, and it was atrocious, you guys. Had a lot to do with Eden, and then there was like some stuff about like wanting to share and pay forward the experience that I had. But like, even that, I feel like if I went, I mean, that why carried me for about 2 years. And then I had to reinvent it because it was not strong anymore. Like you said, Amanda, you kind of come full circle in this, and you're like, well, I mean, I lost the weight I wanted to lose, and my daughter is real proud of me now, and like, I can run a half marathon. Like, okay. I mean, but then what? So it's got to get bigger. If you want it to, it doesn't have to. Maybe your why doesn't have anything to do with Beachbody. And maybe you need to get off this call and really do some evaluation of what you want to do with yourself. But this is an incredible opportunity for you to sink into a why that is big, like really, really big. Bigger than just, I want to pay this forward, or I want to pay off some debt, or I want to retire. You know, people talk about like, oh, I want to retire my husband from the military. Like, that's really cool. What happens once your husband's retired? Like, what are you doing then? Like, there has to be this evolution and this growth. And so I would love for you guys, if you've done a vision, I feel like it's a lot easier to get down to the point of your why. One of the ways that I have kept my why central to myself, and I'll show you guys. So in my office, oh, you can't really see it. Ew, it's because the windows, sorry. But I have a vision board right there. You can't really see it, bummer. But it has several things on it. And one of those things is a cute little Canva thing that I designed that printed off that talks about my why. It's very short, it's very clippy. It allows me to keep it centrally located where I see it all the time. The other thing I do is in my Rise Up planner, I have this piece of paper. It's got my vision on it, a very abbreviated version of my vision. So I have, like, you know, the whole 3-page vision thing that we talked about from the beginning, where it's like, you know, I want my house to look like this, and I want my life to look like this, and I want to do the things and travel to places and impact the world kind of thing. But I also have this little like Cliff Notes version that I read every single day. Every single time I sit down at my office desk and I look over at my Rise Up planner, I have it, because it's in your Rise Up planner. I know several of you have these. It's like, it's in there, but I'm not going to flip to page 32 every time I sit down. Sometimes I'm just here to sit down and send an email, or sometimes I'm just here to sit down and fill out my business activity tracker. But I paper clipped it so it moves every single week. I redo my thing here. It moves with me, and it is right on top. So I am reading it multiple times a day. I also have it recorded in my voice memo, like a little voice memo thing on your phone. And I've gosh, you can't see anything. I've redone it several times. So I have multiple versions. It doesn't have to be this, like Amanda said, this one and done thing. But I try to listen to that every single day in my morning process. And one of the big things that you can do, I know Moira Kasaba, she's a part of, or she is the leader of Together Rising. She's a part of our bigger team, but she's like the vision queen, right? Like I think she's got like a whole course out right now on developing your vision and getting it all down on paper and then taking the action to get to that vision, right? One of the techniques that she told us about one time was recording that and listening to it during your morning time, or maybe when you sit down in your power hour, but to record it with feeling. So record it when you're way up here, just to record it and be like, Team Nourished is a 5-star diamond elite team. My team attracts women who are ready and take action. They are coachable, and I am a leader of leaders. Like, nope. I mean, okay, cool. But I don't get excited when I hear that. When I'm up here, when I've had 4 shots of Energize, like ratcheting it up to 10, right? Like that's the kind of like power that needs to come through. When you read it or when you listen to this, you need to be reminded of that, because that's, again, connecting to that why that pulls that emotion up. I mean, I could go back and I can reread this person's message to me and feel that same sense of like compulsion to help her, right? Like when someone sends you a message that says, I'm motivated, but I'm so scared. Like my compulsion like rises up out of me. And so it's so interesting when I have that kind of conversation that's completely in line with my vision. Like, and not every conversation is going to be completely in line with your vision, but you got to hold on to the ones that are, right? Like you really got to latch. And I mean, whether the girl joins us or not, she hasn't yet, we have a meeting on Saturday, but like whether she joins us or not at this point isn't even my thing. My thing is to provide her hope that she does not have to take a road of surgical intervention unless she wants to, unless she decides that this is, according to my doctor and according to me, the only way I will see progression. I want to provide that beacon of hope for her that says, I'm not going to sit here and judge you if that's the way you want to go, but we had a whole conversation about, and I mean, like I could read to you guys bits and pieces of our conversation. We talked for a long time today, but I talked to her about no path to losing that much weight is going to be easy. You can keto all you want. You can get a lap band and a stomach staple and a gastric bypass and all the things. But no matter what, if you don't fix the heart and the root of the issue, you will always end up right where you were. And I speak that strongly about it because that was my story. That was my life. You will, without a shadow of a doubt, end up exactly where you were before, if not worse off. I know it. I've done it. I've lived it. Like, and as much as that can be my story, I know for a fact it's her story. And I know for a fact it's 1,000 other people's story too. How many people do you know, whether they're 200 pounds overweight or 10 pounds overweight, have not gotten to a point of desperation that they want to try something that they know is real dumb? Just because they want to fit into a dress or they want to look nice for their honeymoon or a cruise, or maybe their doctor did tell them they need to lose 100 pounds. Like, but you get to this like desperation tipping point where things have got to change. And for me, again, my story has a lot to do with weight loss. That doesn't have to be your story. Your story can be mental health. Your story can be financial transformation. Your story can be whatever it needs to be. But you have got to be so solid with that why, you guys. And it's got to come through in the way that you speak and in the content that you put out there. And you have got to speak that with boldness, because you aren't here to hide your little spiritual gifts and your talents in a corner and say, thanks so much, God. Thanks so much for giving me this testimony. But like, I'm not going to share it because I'm scared. Like, no, you're going to do it scared. You're going to push post and you're going to go out there. And when somebody reaches out to you and says, help. You're not going to hide away, and you're not going to ghost them. For the love of God, do not ghost them, because you could be the only person that can speak life into them. One of the things at the very end of this girl's conversation today, she said, as she had complimented me on my transformation, and I said, thank you for the compliment, but it's 100% my God-given mission to instill hope in women who feel powerless in their physical health. She said, amen to that. God is so good. I said, he is so, so good, even on the tough days. But I have to tell you, this changed everything for me. My health is only just a small portion of that. It transformed my marriage. It transformed my parenting, my relationship with Christ, all of it. So like, you have to dig into what transformation you're seeking. And that has to become your central purpose for what you're doing, is the transformation in your own life, right? But then that transformation has to bubble over and spill out into other people. And I know when things are hard, and like I said, when virtual school is up to here and health of loved ones is up to here and hurricanes are up to here, it's really hard to maintain that connection. But no one is going to connect that for you. I can't do it. Your daughter can't do it. Your husband can't do it. No one else can connect your why to yourself but you. And that comes from doing those activities. I was reading one of the PD books that I'm reading for the mindset coaching that I'm getting certified in. It's called, I think I've shared it lots of times. It's called Leadership Coaching. And he talks about in that book, and he connects it to, like, because it's a Christian counseling book, but he connects it to spiritual disciplines. And he's like, we all want to like check the box, right? But the box checking doesn't bring us closer to Christ. Our heart for why we're showing up in that is what brings us closer to Christ. But neglecting those spiritual disciplines will not get us any closer. So it's this fine balance between your motivation, your why you sit down with your business activity tracker, why you do that. Those are the vital behaviors, are just the box checks. Like if you're talking about like go to church, read your Bible, do your devotionals, fellowship with other believers, like those are the box checkers, right? Those are the, what does he call them? Like the mode of communication, but it's not the point of communication. Your point is not to go to God and say, oh my God, look what I did. I read the Bible today. I went to church on Sunday. Like, it's like, I feel the same way about the business activity tracker. Like, good job. But like, if your heart isn't connected to your why, box checking is just box checking. And I feel like at some point, it doesn't translate in the end to helping people. Like, and I'm not saying that, and when I say helping people, I mean getting them enrolled in the boot camp, getting them in a coaching relationship with you. Because one of the most powerful things that was ever said to me was, you aren't coaching anybody if you're not enrolling anybody. You're posting really good content on social media, having some really nice conversations, but you're not coaching anyone until they're enrolled in with you. You aren't their coach. And so if you aren't getting to that point of conversion into a client, you can help them to a certain level, but like you really can't connect them with the same things that we have, right? It's like, look at all the shiny things, but like you can't touch. You can't touch. So you have to pay attention, kind of thing. I mean, I had a conversation with one of the girls in New Coach University, because she was like, I'm running up against all these people that they have price objections. So if you have not watched that cost objection video in New Coach University, I don't care if you're actively participating in Coach University or not, go watch. I think it was day 2. Phenomenal video about cost objections and the value, because you should have such a solid projection of value that the cost, I mean, it's damn near irrelevant, because the majority of people have no issue spending $160 in Target or $160 on Amazon. They just don't. So most of the time it's not cost, it's value. Like, I don't think this is valuable enough for me to spend my money on. but my kids' soccer cleats are so valuable that I must spend money on them. So like figuring out where that value line is for them. And most of the time that doesn't come from talking about the actual price. It comes from connecting your why with their desire and bridging that gap. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I wanted to be able to walk you through the why thing, but like, I don't know how to do that. All I can tell you is keep asking yourself why. Why do you want to hit Success Club 6? Because Danielle told me to? Because there's a sweet looking bag that I can get my name on it? Like, okay, why? And just keep drilling it down until it feels like you could not answer why again. That's a coaching technique that's been done on me and I've observed several times. It's like, so why do you want to do this? Oh, because my daughter, you know. Okay, why? But why? And just keep hounding it. And if you need someone to like if you can't facilitate that on your own, if you can't like keep asking yourself why, get, you know, your partner, whoever, your husband, your daughter, your, you know, whoever, your neighbor, and get them to keep asking. Just say, keep asking me why until I want to punch you in the face. Like, just keep going. I think like they've said like 7 or 8, but to me it's just until like you can't drill it down any further. And it has to become one of those things that like, again, you'll know when it gets to you because you'll get the catch in your throat. You'll get the compulsion to action. You have to get to that point and then nail it to the wall. Like literally, like get a piece of paper and put it on your wall, put it on your computer, put it everywhere so that when you turn it on, even though there's 500 other things that you could be or should be doing, or you want to post about stupid crap in Hawaii, not being able to go to the beach, you get redirected into actual productive action. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. If you want to take yourself on mute, and if you, like I said, if you know now your why, like share it with the group. I feel like I should make it, actually I'm going to, my team, I get to do whatever I want. You have 1 week to go live in Team Nourished. And if you don't want to go live, that's fine. If you want to just record it and then upload it, if that's better for you, I want a recorded version of your why. 2 minutes or less. Do not go over 2 minutes. That's annoying. Nobody wants to listen to you drone on for 45 minutes about your why. It needs to be an elevator pitch why you're doing this. So in Team Nourished team page. So Channing, Megan, Amanda, Layla, Kendall, and Paige, you have the assignment. And I'm not going to incentivize you because if you don't do it, that's up to you. Like your business is the one that suffers, not mine. So you have to decide if you're going to take the challenge and either go live, but if you don't think you can control yourself live, just record yourself. I would be the one who has to record myself, okay? Like, that doesn't mean anything negative. It probably means you know yourself well enough to say like, nah, I can't do that live. But hopefully that's helpful. Who's willing to do that? Megan, Layla, Channing, your video is still on, friend. You look like you're gonna cry. You're right there for me. Paige and Kendall, I know y'all's cameras are off, and Paige, I think you're still at work, so you may not be able to speak, but you actually don't get a choice. So it's the perks of living with me. Kendall, hopefully you will decide to do this as well. Just gonna nod at your, Paige says yes. So Channing and Kendall, y'all are my 2, need to confirm it. Kendall says yes, Channing. Come on. You're not going to do it? All right. Well, I'm not going to make you. I'm not your mama. But your mama's your mama. So there's that. Okay. Well, does anybody, we're right up at 4 o'clock, so I want to respect your time. Does anybody have anything they have questions about this or anything else? I'm happy to stay on and answer questions or wrap up, hear your thoughts.